What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for Tuesday, April 2nd. Well, guys, Monday was quite solid. We had two wins, we had a push, and we had a loss on the free picks. I did post a parlay in the comment section, which was also a hit. It wasn't a full five leg hit because Mansfield game got postponed, but all the other four picks in the parlay were a hit, which means that we won a nice chunk of change on that parlay as well. For more free picks, of course, go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel and check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button. We do appreciate it a lot. And of course, for my best bets, you can click the link in the description. That will get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. And have in mind that next week we are getting the Champions League knockouts back. The quarterfinals will be kicking off, and Europa League and the Conference League as well. For Tuesday, guys, we have six free picks for you in this video. Four EPL games. I believe that there are four EPL games. No, five EPL games. One game in the DFB Pokal and one game in the Coppa Italia, which means seven free picks, not six. And it's gonna be a fairly busy day for us. So let's get this show on the road, everyone. Let's kick it off with the EPL games. The first one is between Newcastle and Everton, and I gotta be honest, I did not think about this game for a long time. I simply decided to go with both teams to score and over 2.5. I would expect Newcastle to be a bit of a bigger favorite here, but it's a bit of a sketchy line for me at plus 100. They have a bunch of players listed as injured. They are missing Almiron still. Livermento is out. Anthony Gordon is suspended. Sven Botman is out. Lewis Miley is out. Kieran Trippier, Colin Wilson, Jolton, Nick Pope. This is basically another starting lineup for this team. But it doesn't matter how many players they are missing because they are scoring goals quite consistently and they haven't lost to Everton in their last three home games. Everton, on the other side, hasn't won any of their last eight games, and they are now on a three-game losing streak. And in the attacking end, they're doing a decent job. They are scoring goals. However, their defense is very, very bad right now, and that is a big problem for them because they need every point they can get to stay in the EPL for the next season. I think that they can score a goal. I think that Newcastle can score a goal, but neither side can keep a clean sheet. So both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at minus 125. For the next matchup, we have Nottingham Forest playing against Fulham, and I'm going to go for a nice plus money right now. Nottingham Forest hasn't won any of their last five games. They are struggling a lot. They are fighting for their survival in the EPL. They have been scoring goals quite consistently. They have scored at least a goal in each of their last two games. However, defensively, they cannot keep a clean sheet. They cannot defend. It doesn't matter who they play against. They keep conceding goals, and it will be the same in this game. Fulham, on the other side, has been a goal scoring machine as of late. They've scored three against Sheffield. I believe that they were losing like three times in that game. They were able to get a 3-3 draw. And with Nottingham Forest being such a sloppy team defensively, uh, I'm going to go for a plus money pick here, and that is Fulham team total over 1.5 goals at plus 135. Bournemouth and Crystal Palace is the next matchup in the EPL, and you know what? Bournemouth is heating up, and they have been heating up quite a lot. They have been heating up quite a lot as of late. Six scored goals in their last two games, eight scored goals in their last three, 10 in their last four games. So they are basically averaging over two scored goals in their last four games. But that's a very fortunate thing for them because their defense is also pretty much garbage right now. They can't keep a clean sheet and they can't defend against anyone. Crystal Palace on the other side is also playing in a decent form. They have lost only one of their last six games, and they have also been scoring goals consistently, whether they played at home or on the road. And because of that, guys, I'm gonna go with both teams to score at minus 143. Burley is hosting Wolverhampton, and Burley got a precious draw against Chelsea this past weekend, 2-2. They were quite effective. Even though they conceded the red card, they were able to hold on. They even scored a goal after the red card, and they absolutely deserved that draw, possibly even more out of this game. They're now undefeated in their last three games, and they haven't lost to Wolverhampton in any of their last six home games. And luckily for them, they are catching Wolverhampton on a bit of a bad streak right now. They have lost their last two games in a row. They have conceded 5 goals in those two games, while not being able to score a goal against Aston Villa. But I think that's going to change here for this game. Both teams have a lot of injuries. Both teams will have depth problems. But however I slice this one, guys, I keep seeing the over 2.5. And we are getting it at minus 125, which is definitely an outstanding price for this game. So Burnley versus Wolverhampton, over 2.5 goals at minus 125. And the final game of the day in the EPL is between West Ham and Tottenham. Two teams who are struggling a lot defensively, but two teams very much capable of scoring goals, especially Tottenham, who got a 2-1 win against Luton Town. Also, they were losing 1-0. They were able to turn it around in the second half. While West Ham had a 3-1 lead against Newcastle, and they conceded 3 goals in the last 15 minutes of the game, and that was even after Newcastle got a red card or something like that. And they ended up losing this game 4-3. So this tells me that their defense is very unstable. Their defense is prone to making mistakes. They are not defending well right now at all, but they are scoring goals. So I think this is going to be a full-on open game with not a lot of defense on either side, and that means chances and shots on target. We can take the over 2.5 in both teams to score. It's like minus 175, which might be good enough for a double, but it's not worth betting on that as a single. Maybe you can take over 3 goals, get around minus 175 as well. Maybe take over 1.5 goals in the first half. But like I said, all out soccer means a lot of shots on target, and I'm gonna go with over 10.5 shots on target combined, and that is at plus 105. Now that we are done with the EPL, guys, we are moving on to the DFB Pokal in Germany, where we have two lower division teams facing off in the semifinals of this competition. That is Saarbrücken versus Kaiserslautern on Tuesday. It is a single leg matchup, so have that in mind. There is potentially a chance for overtime and a penalty shootout, but I'm gonna go with Saarbrücken to qualify in this one. Saarbrücken is the team that knocked out Bayern Munich out of the DFB Pokal. They knocked out of Borussia Mönchengladbach, also out of the DFB Pokal. And you know what? They have been outstanding. They have lost only one of their last game of their last 6 or 7 games, and that was against Duisburg, which makes me think that they had a bit of a shuffled lineup in that game, and they were saving themselves for this one. Against the team that's playing in a division higher than them, but the team that is not doing all that well, and the team that also is coming off of a loss at home. So, like I said, there is potentially a chance for an overtime or penalty shootout, but I'm gonna go with Saarbrücken. I think that they might be a nice surprise and they might qualify for the finale. This is the single leg matchup, like I said, guys. And for them to get to the finale of the DFB Pokal would be probably the biggest success in the history of the club. Kaiserslautern is a very very big team in Germany. They haven't been close to the top in a while, but still a very very big team. However, I think that Saarbrücken is gonna advance here, and we are getting that at plus 105. So. It's not Saarbrücken to win in the 90 minutes. It's Saarbrücken to qualify to the finale, and that is at plus 105. And the last pick of this video is in the Coppa Italia between Juventus and Lazio. Two teams that were playing in the Serie A this past weekend, and Lazio got a 1-0 win basically in the last 10 seconds of a game, and they're now on a 2 game winning streak. Now, when playing at home, Juventus hasn't lost to Lazio since 2019, and I don't think it's going to be an easy game for either side, but I think it's going to be a bit of a different game than the one we saw this past weekend. Uh, Juventus will be getting a few players back who were otherwise suspended for that game in Serie A, which means that they will have a bit more offense and they will have a bit more depth for this game. Now, Lazio on the other side is healthy there, in a good form, in a better form than Juventus is, and like I said in the previous video, they are kicking off with a new head coach. It was his first game against Juventus in Serie A. He got a win. I think he will make some nice changes at this team. He will bring them closer together. They will be playing better football. Of course, it might take a few games to get there, but I still think that they can score a goal here against Juventus, who hasn't won any of their last four games. So this is also a single leg matchup, guys, and it could go. No, actually, it's a two-leg matchup. Sorry about that. So, which means that there will be a game where Lazio will be the home team, and that's probably going to be next week or maybe in a couple of weeks. But I see both teams scoring in this one, so it's at plus 107. I honestly would not be surprised to see a 1-1 game, maybe 2-1 game for either side, but I definitely see at least a goal on each side. And like I said, it's going to be a bit of a different game than the one we had this past weekend. So Juventus versus Lazio, both teams to score at plus 107. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were the free picks for Tuesday. I hope you have a great day, guys. Good luck with all of your bets. And of course, stay tuned for more free picks coming up soon.